Hi everybody, this is Mónica Quesada from El Colectivo 506, and behind the camera is Katherine Stanley, and we are at the border with Panama and Costa Rica reporting for a story about how COVID has affected coffee production in Costa Rica, and especially the migration of the Ngöbe-Bugle indigenous communities. That is basically the people that pick the coffee in Costa Rica in a great proportion, more than 50%. And we want to take advantage of the fact that nobody is at the immigration office today because it's been closed due to ETA, to explain a little bit of how it works. If you were a Ngöbe-Bugle family or person that wants to cross the border during COVID and come and pick up coffee to make a living, earn some money, what you will have to go through. And this is the first station after going through the Panama process on the other side. You would come and wait a little bit until it's your turn because they keep people in groups, distancing. And the first thing they're gonna do is explain to you how to wash your hands. For this, they have what they call asesores culturales, or cultural helpers or advisors, who are Ngöbe-Bugle people, and they speak their language, Navere, and they will explain the whole process and why it's important that you wash your hands during COVID, and how this can help prevent the spread of the disease. And once you've done that, then you move to this area here where you basically sit and wait for the whole paperwork to start for you. Once you get to this station, you have already gone through two processes in Panama. The first one is in Bugare, and it's this town 2 hours away from the border, where there's medical personnel from Panama that will check the people and also do some mandatory vaccination. And they would get a special document that basically gives them the title of trans-border workers. And with that document, their ID, they show up here at the immigration office in Panama and Costa Rica and start the process. And once you have finished waiting there, and they get your paperwork, the first station is over here with more people that speak Navere language, asesores culturales from the Ngöbe-Bugle community in Costa Rica, will help you fill up a signed form where you basically give the government of Costa Rica all the information that you would be required to bring if you were gonna apply for a work visa in Costa Rica. Because these people are so poor and really don't have access to a lot of procedures in the traditional systems, they're not, they don't demand from them to bring, for example, birth certificates or a record of their criminal record. So what they do is they have them sign something that says that they swear that the information they're giving is true. And after that, that's filled and signed. Most of these people don't know how to read and write, so a lot of them are just stamping their fingerprint. They move to the next station, and here an official person will give them a quarantine order for 2 weeks. All of them, once they enter Costa Rica and they reach their farm, they are forced to stay, or obliged to stay at their farm for 2 weeks to do quarantine and make sure that they don't have COVID. And they can go out and pick coffee and earn a living, but they are not allowed to leave the farm or their housing, the special housing. After they receive that, they go to the next station, and their personnel from the social security system in Costa Rica will do a regular checkup. Temperature, they will measure oxygen in the blood, and they will also ask about the general well-being of this person and record it. If they find anybody that has signs of that could make them a suspicious case of COVID, like fever or sore throat, or they're coughing, then they are asked to go back and be tested in Panama. One thing that's very important is that all of the indigenous people that come through this process, they are already wearing masks, and they are also given, when they're waiting in that first area, a plastic face shield, and they have to wear it throughout the entire process. And I also forgot to mention that they're giving soap, alcohol and gel, and written instructions about how to stay safe from COVID. So going back to the process, after that, they are introduced into a system that is called CITLAM, and it's basically a system that allows to follow up their steps through the different farms that they might be working. And once they have all of that paperwork, they sit in this area or the chairs around us, and they wait for the immigration officers to grab all the paper again and introduce it into a new system where they are basically, and take another photo, and they will get a special work permit ID. And with that, they're allowed to stay in Costa Rica and work for 1 year in any kind of agricultural related job. And the last step, once they have finished and they got their work permit, they walk up this road, which is probably 10 meters or 12 meters, something like that. And they come into the customs building, and here they're checked for produce in their bags to make sure that they don't have uncooked produce or meats or other that are not allowed in the country. They enter their transportation that will take them to their farm, and they start their quarantine. So they're not allowed to leave the bus or car, whatever is taking them to the farm, until they get to the farm, and there they are they're supposed to stay inside for 2 weeks.